Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. Before we go there, let us actually go to our national anthem. That is not the one.
Without a shred of fear, else to be ever a secret mission of light between our soul and place. Show our dedication, seeing our love, we will count our praise. Now really stand that wish and more to be free. Shall always be our flag of liberty.
For freedom take it longer. Because of that, you tend to feel so low. And your freedom needs a greatest longer. And the blood of Biafra keeps your heart aglow. We will walk the line. These are the time. God take it away. Just hold on and not let go. Hold on and not let go. Just hold on and not let go. Your body doesn't step away. Just hold on. Hold on and not let go. Just hold on and not let go. Your body doesn't step away. Our history has never known no laughter. It's always been strength and no fear. And now is lifted hungry people. We shine a brighter light, the world will see. We will touch the light. Instead of a throne on high, and we will come down. Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, we don't let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your mind is stepping away. Just hold on, hold on.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I welcome you. I greet you according to your place of domicile. If you're watching, wherever you're watching, invite others to join, share the video, follow the page. You're watching on Judge Money blog, share the video, follow the page. We are here to do a very important confirmation and analysis towards what we've been actually preaching all this while. All you need to do is to share the video. Of course, you know that we are up against Facebook and their problem. That is the reason why, you need to share the video. Where I was having a serious problem, technical challenges with my, you know, broadcasting, gadgets. So, but I believe that this one that I am using, is just a second choice. So let's see what we can achieve using it. If you are watching from anywhere you are watching, share this video. Invite others to join. Very, very important. Invite others to join. We are here this afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on where you are, to actually try to analyze what the APC-led candidate came to Enugu to do. And not only that, we are also here trying to analyze the activities of the Fulani Caliphate towards their plans towards the upcoming, so-called election, democratic election they are talking about. We've had, I've come across some of these pieces which, talked about the plans of these jihadists. I came across it and I am going to share it with you. But before then, there was something that is very, very important we need to talk about. First of all, it is Orji Uzo Kalu. We're going to talk about Orji Uzo Kalu's activities. Of course, so many of you know the statement made by Orji Uzo Kalu. So many of you know the statement that was made by Orji Uzo Kalu. So that statement is what we are here to discuss. Of course, if you don't know it, basically you know that our leader is one step out of the dungeon where they kept him. So I want us to actually look into it. Let us actually read about the statement made by Orji Uzo Kalu concerning our leader's release. I want you to pay attention, and we will, after reading this statement, we will analyze it. Share this video, invite others to join. Let me see if I'll be able to bring it to the screen. If it does not permit me to bring it to the screen, I will not be able to. I won't be able to bring it to the screen, but I am going to read it. Let me actually read it out from straight from the link. Let me read it straight from the link. Before we go to the business of the day, there is a lot we need to talk about. That is the reason why I did not limit my time to 2 hours. But I have to actually finish. I need to round it up because I don't want to talk a lot so that people will have time to listen to it and digest it. So there is a a letter statement made by Orji Uzo Kalu. The fact, it says that I will stand as Nnamdi Kanu's surety if granted bail. Orji Uzo Kalu. I will stand as Nnamdi Kanu's surety if granted bail. I don't know if so many of you, or maybe not all of you, understand the meaning of that, such utterances, such statement, I may say, because I don't know, am I coming out clear? Or is my voice coming out clear? Please let me know if my voice is coming out clear. Because I don't know if it is 17 what I am hearing from my end. So let us read it as it is. I will stand as Nnamdi Kanu's surety if granted bail. Orji Uzo Kalu. The federal lawmaker said he is close to the family of Kanu in the Afaruku Ibeku area of Abia, but the IPOB leader and his family did not listen to his counsel. The chief whip of Senate, Orji Uzo Kalu, says he will stand as a surety for the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu, if granted bail. So now it means that he is talking about that he is going to be a surety for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That he went ahead and said that even though Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the family does not listen to his counsel, or does not listen to him, but yet he is going to stand as a surety on behalf of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What does that mean to you? It is a question that I've been actually, brainstorming to understand what that means, because there is nothing that you will see coming out of these people that you should not question. The reason why I questioned it, there are many facts around it that, in this regard of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be released, do you really believe that Nigeria have that right to actually say that somebody must stand as a surety for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? What does that mean? When Orji Uzo Kalu come and say that he is going to stand as a surety on behalf of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I want you to actually brainstorm around that statement and actually ask yourself, what exactly is he talking about? Because for you to stand as a surety for somebody, it means there is different types of surety, which you can stand as a surety for somebody to take a loan, so that in case if that person did not pay back that loan, you are bound to take responsibility of that person's action. You are going to be the one to suffer the consequences of the actions of that person. Or if Nnamdi Kanu is going to be granted bail, and Orji Uzo Kalu decide to be the surety. He decided to be the surety. I want you to know that it is part of the game that the zoo is playing. So many of us might see it as a good development. So many of you might see it as, we know that our leader is coming out because he has committed no crime. So since you know that our leader is coming out, and you also know he has committed no crime, why do you think that this statement of Orji Uzo Kalu makes sense? Because I am very, very optimistic person, positive person, but I am somebody that I always do what if analysis. Because if the court has declared Mazen Nnamdi Kanu discharged and acquitted, and it said to Nigeria that they do not have any jurisdiction on trying Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or proceeding with any case against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, what then is that thing that Orji Uzo Kalu is going to be shorting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for? If everything is against the Nigeria government saying that he cannot try Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because of the terrorist activities that was meted on him from Kenya to Nigeria, the kidnap, the torture, and etc., that you do not have jurisdiction to try him. So why then is somebody coming up to tell you, are we there? I hope we are still coming out. I hope we are still coming out. Are we still coming out? Please come, someone confirm to me, because this... Okay, we are. I think we are. So let us proceed. Right. We are coming out. I am only seeing from one face. I don't know where you're watching. If you're watching from Judge Money blog or you are watching from Judge Money official. So those watching from Judge Money official, I think I will be able to see your... Yeah, I will still see your message. If you're watching from Judge Money official, I will see your message. So please, if you want to send me a message, you will be able to see. Okay, thank you very much, Chinonso Biora and Chidebelu Eze. I see two of you. Thank you very much. You are welcome to the program. So what I am saying is that if Nigeria does not have any jurisdiction to try Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or actually to carry out, or to actually carry out any court proceedings against him, because he has committed no crime and the crime has been committed against him by Nigeria state. Now somebody is coming to tell you, I will stand as a surety on behalf of this MP person. What is that surety going to be like? Are you standing as a surety because the person that is, the court verdict stated that you should take him back to where you found him, compensate him with an amount of, is it 500 million? You should take him back to where you found him, or where you kidnapped him from, because you do not have any jurisdiction to try him. So, Orji Uzo Kalu, what surety are you standing for on behalf of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? What type of surety are you standing for? Let me actually continue to read it, so that maybe I will find out the reason why Orji Uzo Kalu is saying that he is going to stand as a surety on behalf of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. A former governor of Abia State also delivered the federal government will. Okay, Kalu, a former governor of Abia State, also delivered the federal government will respect the next court judgment on the bail of the embattled IPOB leader. They said that the federal government will actually... This is a latest information. Remember, I told you that our leader is coming out soon. Don't forget that. I wrote it and I told you those agents provocateur, they are going to be shamed. Don't forget it. I hope you are still in line, because we don't just talk. Whenever we talk, you must know that there is, something behind our talk. That is one thing you should understand. Now, Kalu, a former governor of Abia State, also delivered the federal government will respect the next court judgment on the bail of the embattled IPOB leader. The federal lawmaker said he is close to the family of Kanu in the Afaruku Ibeku area of Abia, but the IPOB leader and his family did not listen to his counsel. He, however, said he won't abandon the family during their prolonged predicament with the federal government. I met his father, the traditional ruler of their place, when I was governor. I'm close to them, but they didn't listen to me. But that will not make him to abandon them. I will not abandon them, said the chieftain of All Progressive Congress, APC. I will stand surety for him if the federal government want to release him to me. And I can keep him in my compound here in Abuja or Igbere in Abia and cancel him. Legal fireworks. Senator Minority Leader Eninaya Baribe and two others had stood as surety for Kanu before he was granted bail by the Federal High Court in Abuja, April 25, 2017. Abaribe, who represented Abia South in the red chamber, and who was deputy governor to Kalu between May 1999 and March 23, ran into trouble when the IPOB leader jumped bail, as they phrased. Point of correction, IPOB leader never jumped bail. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail. You guys chase him away from Nigeria by making attempts on his life. So, however, the embattled IPOB leader was brought back to Nigeria by security forces in June 2021. He has since been in the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS, and he's facing terrorism-related charges preferred against him by the federal government before Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. On October 13, 2022, a court of appeal sitting in Abuja acquitted and discharged Kanu from terrorism charges, but the federal government appealed the decision and the court granted the government request to stop the execution of the judgment, freeing the IPOB leader. The case is still in court, even as political solution mulled by Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization Ohaneze Ndi Igbo Worldwide has not achieved any result. Thank you very much. It has not achieved any result, and Ohaneze Ndi Igbo leader, Apex, has left you people. So, in this regard, court has granted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu discharged and acquitted. The Nigerian state claimed that they have filed, against the verdict, which is called the order, of to stay execution. Order to stay execution, which they had to change the judges which preside over this case and now place their own judge who will do the things that they wanted him to do, and that was what they did. And the judge granted them this order for execution, to stay execution, which is the reason why our leader is still in the DSS dungeon. Now you will ask yourself that Nigeria is the one who actually the complainant. Nigeria is the prosecutor. Nigeria has become the justice. Nigeria has become the judge. In this regard, who is their, everything that they are doing going to favor? Of course, it is Nigeria. Now you see, they have discharged and acquitted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is nowhere on earth that a court will issue a verdict and you did not obey that verdict, and you go about saying that you have applied for stay of execution in the same court that you have refused to abide by its decision. Now you had to change the judges that handle this case and place your own judge, which is called, you place people who are actually going to be complicit in that position. You apply those under what is called favoritism or nepotism, because they had to put somebody that is their own to actually preside over this case. Those that are supposed to recuse themselves when it comes to the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot be a government when a case does not go the way you want it. You change a judge instead of appealing in the higher court, because Supreme Court is a higher court. But appeal court is a higher court, but Supreme Court is highest court. Supreme Court is the highest court. Instead of going to go to Supreme Court to actually appeal to see if they will grant an order for execution, you went back to appeal court, which you refuse to acknowledge their judgment and or verdict. You change whoever that is there. Place the person that will say what you ask them to say, that will read the essay you have given them. And that is the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS dungeon today. And somebody who is telling you that the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does not, listen to his counsel or actually value his counsel, he went ahead to say that he made their father what he is as a chieftaincy of their community. Now, the same person say he will stand as a surety. When you activate your frontal lobe, brainstorm within this, conundrum. What exactly do you think you are going to extract from the mind of Orji Uzo Kalu? Orji Uzo Kalu is the same person who called our people everything in the bush. Everything, anything in the bush. It was Orji Uzo Kalu. He claimed that he is going to fight Eastern Security Network, he is going to fight military, he is going to fight everything in the bush. Now he said he is going to stand surety for the sake of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. When there is no judgment passed on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that we need surety, because the judgment stated that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should be transferred back to where they have renditioned him and compensate him for the injustice that is being meted against him, which is terrorism act against him, because it is actually violation of international law and international treaty between Nigeria and Kenya, and even in the United Nations Charter of Human Rights prosecution. Now you will understand that in this thing you see they are doing, it is a psychological warfare. They want to make it as if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB will be forever be indebted with this politician that call himself Orji Uzo Kalu, because the verdict stated, take him back. If you are taking him back, do you need somebody to sign a surety that this person you are taking back is not going to start speaking against the injustices you are meting on his people, on the indigenous people of Nigeria? Or are you going to stand as a surety that this person that you are going to release, which court to say that if you release him, take him back where you found him, that he will release him and give it to you, Orji Uzo Kalu, for you to use your bodyguards to safeguard him not to go. What exactly are you implying by saying that you are going to sign a surety? Because a person that is going to be needing a surety, I believe it is somebody who is being granted bail that still have case to answer. Somebody who has committed a crime and they have seen that he can be granted bail while investigation is going on. You understand? That is the some person that will need something called surety when they are released on bail. But this one is discharged and acquitted. Orji Uzo Kalu, do you understand the real or true meaning of discharged and acquitted? A person who is discharged and acquitted of every crime leveled against him, do you think that that person needs your surety? Or are you trying to actually write a narrative? Or are you trying to actually sabotage the new development that is upcoming? Or what is it that you are trying to do? That you want to stand surety? On what ground are you standing surety for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? On what basis? This is a question that every wise person needs to be asking Orji Uzo Kalu, because when I speak, it looks like I am actually, interfering with whatever you may be thinking. But what you are thinking might not be exactly the way it is. Because there is no way your oppressor, your enemy will do something that will favor you. They always want to bring they will always want to bring something that will make you to be indebted, to be highly indebted. Now, when you are indebted, they will now be bragging tomorrow. I release him. Today I am suffering because I release him. You release him from what, Orji Uzo Kalu? You have no role to play with the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is sacrosanct. The release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is sacrosanct. It is something that must be done, a task that must be done, which the whole world has seen it. Regardless of all the theory and the conspiracy that you people want to bring in, psychologically, you want to say you want to sign a surety. There is no surety signed. If a person is discharged and acquitted, he doesn't need a surety. If a person is being released on bail, that's where they need a surety. It's either they get the surety from a statesman or from well respected in a community. That is the surety you give to a person who is released on bail. But this person is discharged and acquitted. Those of you who have something upstairs, I want you to reason it. Then you will come to a resolution that there is something behind it. It is not just a mere statement. It is actually trying to find a way to be, to push a narrative so that it will look like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be over indebted to Orji Uzo Kalu and the family. So we are actually saying this because we are stating a fact according to the verdict that was, announced by the competent Court of Appeal of Nigeria, Abuja District. So I am going to move from there. Because there are many people who claim who were there in this position before. At this time now, they are not saying much. Even Enin Naya Baribe, I haven't heard him saying much about the release of our leader. I know so many of you might be thinking the way you want to think. Myself, I actually understand a psychological warfare that is going on here. Psychological warfare. Because there is something I always say. A politician in Nigeria will always be a politician. That is the reason why they will always tell you that they practice partisan politics. Partisan politics. Everything they do will be for the benefit of their party and themselves. So don't think that when you talk about this particular person, just because he come and speak one or two things does not make him to be a double agent. Like I have always said, I want you to go and study activities of a double agent. Because when we are talking about, our people being so gullible that if you slap them tomorrow, if you start speaking for them the next day, they will join you, they start promoting you. I want you to start a case study on a double agent. If you know the activities of a double agent, you will know that there is no politician to be trusted, including Naya Baribe. I am not saying he is compromised, but I am bringing your mind. I am bringing your mind to what something that you might not be thinking. Because we want to restore a Biafra that we will have wise people. We cannot be gullible that anybody who speaks for us, you think they are with you. Anybody, most of the people, when they start speaking about Biafra struggle, whenever you see somebody start talking about Biafra struggle or start speaking for Mazen Namdekan, you should investigate that person. You should understand that either that there is some position they are looking for, or there is something they are looking for from the government of the day in order for them to create awareness, for government to recognize them and call them, see, why are you doing this? Then they will now tell you that ever since I have been here, there is nothing, I've been marginalized, there is nothing you people have been sharing it hand to hand. I have never been included in all these things that you guys are doing, all these wrongs and behind the scene, deals that you guys have been doing. I have never been included. Then they will start speaking about Biafra, because they know that once you speak Biafra, you will get attention. I have seen so many of them, just like that Biafrans, the bloggers and among others, they are all speaking Biafra without you thinking they are actually with you in what you are doing. They are doing it for the sake of the money they are making. It is not that if there is any way they have to stand for Biafra that they will stand. You will see them, they will confess, I am just blogging with these things. I am not a Biafra, I am not IPOB. That is what they will say. These are the things you need, the elements you shouldn't undermine in a struggle. There is supposed to be a person that is in between. A person that is in between. I am not saying this. For those of you who are sympathetic with Edin Naya Baribe, or those of you who love him blindly, I have not said that he is, against what we are doing. I have not said that he is not against what we are doing, but I am telling you to make sure you know the activities of a double agent before you trust anybody that you are not actually aware of all their doings. According to the presentation, according to what we see, Naya Baribe is with us. He is one of us. But have you ever done what if analysis on him? Very, very important, because whenever you begin to do these things, people will never come in to manipulate you one way or the other. There is a song that Two-Face sang very many years ago. He said you can trust nobody, but you have to trust someone. That's why I see you as a brother. Oh, 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 brother. You have to trust. You trust nobody, but you have to trust someone. That message is very, very deep. It is very, very deep. Because those of you who just trust blindly, you will be a prey of the enemy. You will be a prey to the enemy. I love Naya Baribe in the work that he has done in the past. I like him. I have nothing against him. I am just doing what if analysis on him. The same thing that Orji Uzo Kalu's statement here is telling me, that he is going to stand a surety for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But they don't listen to him. He is now bragging. He made his father, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's father, Igwe. But he is going to stand surety for them. Now, don't you think there is something about this development? There is something seriously about that statement. Let me leave it behind. Those of you who have mind to reason, I want you to reason. Those of you who does not, you shouldn't reason. You see politicians, there is no politician on earth that will ever give you a straightforward answer. There is no politician on earth that will tell you that he is affiliated to a particular party without being prejudiced, without biased. That is the reason why when you saw Femi Fani-Kayode dancing with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, my brother here, he will be speaking a good English. My brother here, Mr. Colonel, my brother here, Iboho, my brother here. And he said that APC-led government, they are the downfall of Nigeria. They are the worst. They are this. They are that. He is, because he was a member of maybe PDP. I don't know his political affiliation before that. Now, he was criticizing PDP, APC rather, because he was a member of opposition party. Immediately when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and when he was criticizing the ruling party, he was now acting as if he is a friend to the agitators, those agitating for a better lives. He was actually acting as if he is with them. Little did you know, immediately when the predicament arises, immediately when, the corpse starts smelling, Enikawanne will disappear. Immediately when the wind became the balm of the chicken open, you sew through. You now see, this is the balm of the chicken. That was exactly what happened. Politicians, they can never be trusted 100%. They have their own will. And in this their will, it is about winning. It is about achieving their political ambition. It is about themselves, especially politicians in the African context. Politicians in Nigeria, to be precise, they only have one objective. It is about making themselves powerful. No matter how low they are going to stoop to make themselves powerful, it does not matter. No matter how they are going to fight the opposition to make themselves powerful, it does not matter. No matter how much they will side with the enemy to make the opposition feel the heat, it does not matter. That is what you are seeing with these politicians. They are playing with our intelligence. And now we have said enough is enough. Eddie Naya Baribe might be our friend, though. I am not accusing him. I am not prosecuting him. I am just doing what if analysis for those of you who is going to change my topic. If you like, you change it. That is your own business. It does not concern me. It will not change my name from Judge Money. Rather, it will change it from Judge Money to Judge Biafra Pounds. Judge Money, to Judge Biafra Pounds. That is the highest thing it will do. But the truth must be told. If you like, you hate me. If you like, you take it. If you like, you walk with it. That is your own thing. But you have to trust nobody, but you have to trust someone. Don't forget that song. Very, very important. So, now, I'm going to leave it here. I have told you about Femi Fani-Kayode, how he actually defected to APC. Before defecting to APC, he was acting as if he is the man, he is good, he is speaking for the common man, without you knowing he is using you to gain momentum. So that when he gets to a ruling party, they will give him position. Having seen the momentum he gained while, acting as if he is with the, secessionist group. This is psychological warfare that you are embarking upon. My advice this time around, go to Google at your own convenient time. You go to Google, find out what are the activities of a double agent. What types of double agent do you find? How do you analyze a double agent? How do you detect a double agent? Questions that you need to ask on Google. It will give you an answer to all these things. Then you will be able to analyze everything that the enemy throws at you. Whether they throw it friendly or they throw it harshly as enemy, it does not matter. You will be able to analyze them. Because this is exactly what happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the people that is supposed to, he might be trusted. The people that he trusted are the people who betrayed him. They betrayed him. And he might believe that those are the people who have the same, who share his ideology without knowing that these people are double agents. He knows what was coming, but there are people who betrayed him for the sake to be. Some of them betrayed him because they want to be the one that will say, I destroyed IPOB, he bragged about. Some of them betrayed him unknowingly because they were gullible. Even though some of them, they have PhD, they were still gullible. Some of them betrayed him because they want to be the one in the limelight. Some of them betrayed him because they were assigned to betray him. Some of them want to replace him because some pastors and some Europeans who does not want someone who knows what it takes to get freedom, who does not know, they want to replace him with somebody whom the mind is under a spell of the Europeans. That is the reason why these are the elements that you are looking for in those who betrayed him. Some of them did it unknowingly. Some of them did it because they were assigned to do it. Some of them were placed there to make a replacement of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because every of his teaching shows that Naga happened that from what is coming out from Biafra land. They will remove the mouth of these new colonialists from the activities of exploiting Biafra land. That is the reason why they want to replace him. They want to put him with empty vessels. They want to replace him with empty vessels. Double agent who makes some noise, who does not know their front from their back, who cannot distinguish freedom from, captivity, who does not understand what a psychological warfare is when they see them, who does not understand the reason why they are in the first place where they are today, but they want to give you freedom. Those are the reason why you must study a double agent. When you're done studying a double agent, then you will come, we will have a very important conversation. Now there is something that Tinubu said. There is something I came across which they say Tinubu said about Biafra. I am going to play it because I saw it already on Facebook, where one of our comrades used it to make a program. I am going to play it from there. So I want you to pay very good attention so that I want you to understand what Tinubu was doing there. And then I will tell you the real reason why I told you. I am here to confirm the exposition we did a few days ago. I am here to confirm it.
I'm wondering how you are struggling now. We want you to, but nobody will give all of you any credit. And we are wondering how you are struggling now. We want you to sweat well for this party until you deliver victory. Until Bola Tinubu became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yes, sir.
I want you to understand that so many people, few days ago, I was here screaming on top of my voice, telling you that the reason why everything is skyrocketed, the reason why there is a serious hunger more than ever before in Nigeria today, it is as a result that they want you to sweat. They want you to feel the pain. They want you to feel the drought, so that when they come up to actually bribe you with the amount of 2,500, you will accept it with an open arms. You will appreciate it and you will go and vote for this party. And this is the only politics that Nigeria Fulani will always use to actually win you. Because there is no godfather in the south. It is always Fulani. And they tell you that these politics, they control the money, they control everything. They control everything. So how then do you think that you are going to actually compete with them? Remember the reason why Tinubu said what he said here. It is because Tinubu remembers and forgets. You see, Tinubu, he remembers, he forgets. What he did here is a confession. pure confession. Emilokon. This is what is called a confession. They want you to feel it until Tinubu goes there. That you are going to continue feeling the hunger. You are going to continue feeling the pain. You are going to continue feeling the heat until Emilokon is there. That is exactly what they have told you. I hope you are getting the point. He remember and forget. Remember that most of the time, the reason why when he went to London, to Chatham House, when the questions were thrown at him, he tell you, this person will answer this question, that person will answer that question, the other person will answer that question. You should not think that it is all about him, being funny. It is as a result of him not knowing what to answer in that question. Because on a current, it comes like electric current. It comes and go. So this is how he got himself confessing the plans that they have rolled out against you people, that you may acknowledge them. That is exactly what you are seeing here. The plan rolled out that you may acknowledge them. It is no joke. It is reality. Don't forget that the Fulani, the game they are playing, Tinubu just want to be a leader of Nigeria. Tinubu just want to be a leader. Regardless of what it takes, regardless of if he died here after 2 years, regardless of if he just be a leader and die, it doesn't bother him. The only thing that bothers Tinubu is my turn, Emilokon. Now let me tell you, let me show you the letters of them all. Let me play for you the letters of them all before I come back to Tinubu speech in Enugu. I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this before I now give you the full analysis on the INEC statistics on registered voters, because we are going to actually talk about the statistics that INEC released on the registered voters. Now, listen attentively. Listen.
23 Presidency by Peter Omonwa. Published January 7, 2023. Sometime in early 2021, news filtered out that Bola Ahmed Tinubu had assured the northern APC leaders that he would sell a Muslim/Muslim ticket to the southwest and they would buy it. Report has it that at the meeting where the commitment was made, they asked him how he was going to convince the Southeast to vote for the same ticket. He was alleged to have responded that the Southeast did not really matter in the calculation, that as long as he could convince his people in Yoruba land and they, Northerners, could get the Northern support, they would cruise to victory, without the votes of the Southeast. We later got to know that the original idea behind the Muslim/Muslim ticket was an attempt to frustrate his presidential ambition. Their thought was that he would object to a Muslim/Muslim pair and that they would insist it was the only option they had for him. How do you tell a man whose wife is not only a Christian but a pastor in one of the biggest Christian denominations in the country, that his presidential running mate would be a Muslim when he himself is a Muslim in a secular country like Nigeria? He knew the game plan, refused to allow it to deter him, and assured them he would run with it. The culmination of such several attempts to dissuade and frustrate him out of the race led to his now viral outburst at Abeokuta, Emilokan. As one group was scheming to get Tinubu off the race in APC, Another group was stationed in the PDP to ensure one of their own emerges as the flag bearer of that party, in case the recalcitrance of this Emilokan denies them of that party's ticket. The emergence of Peter Obi in the Labour Party was an aftermath of his experience in the PDP. Though he has not disclosed what he encountered on his journey, Obi's body language, despite his taciturn nature, spoke volumes. Does Southern Nigeria really think that a Northerner overseeing the election of Nigeria's presidency will award the winning to a Southerner? Whoever thinks that has obviously not followed the history of leadership races in Nigeria. It is for this general naivety and ignorance that I keep encouraging anyone who cares to get copies of the following books and read Just Before Dawn by Professor Kolo Matoso and The Tale of June 12th by Professor Omo Omarui. Make no mistake, there would be ongoing nocturnal meetings between Atiku, Erufai, Gobrashio's presidency, INEC's Mahmoud, and possibly Lomido.
Between who? Atiku. Remember in my 2 days ago program, I told you that everyone is seeing Atiku as an underdog. You keep seeing him as an underdog among that trio, without you knowing that this person you see as an underdog, they have a serious plan. Election is not won in a social media. Election is not won in a social media. Election is won after the ballot box. In Nigeria, it is after their shenanigan of ballot voting. That is where you will understand that the election is announced. The result of election will be announced. But believe you me, the article you are seeing as an underdog might be taking you people by surprise, because he is not talking too much, because he knows that there is a plan going on. And I went ahead also and I told you, I reminded you that since when did the opinion of a common man matter to Nigeria? Those of you who are saying obedient, since when does the opinion of a common man matter in Nigeria? Because some of you are so gullible, you don't have sense, you cannot reason. All you do is you wait for other people to reason for you, and even when they reason for you, you cannot acknowledge it. You will continue to become like a moron in the hands of these criminals who call themselves politicians in Nigeria, and at the end of the day, they are making you, a slave in a place where you have equal share. The resources that is coming out of the land, it is your resources as much as it is their resources. These leaders you see today, but they want you to continue to beg them for food. They want you to continue to actually take 2,500 naira to make sure that you will see them as a god. That is the mind of a black man. Once they climb there, they want you to continue to see them as their god. Because if they make you rich, if they make things to work in order, you will never see them as a superior. Because that superiority is the only reason why they can never do the right thing. The superiority. They can never do the right thing. And then you want to fool yourself. You want to tell yourself that it is OBIDATI. Wasting your time. The time you're supposed to actually support the referendum and not rubbish, time-wasting strategy. Have you ever asked yourself, just like this person speaking, leaking their secrets said, have you ever asked yourself a question? Why is it that in all these things Obedient is doing, he is not using his money? He is not even putting any cent of his. He is not using his money. Because he knows that the journey he is embarking on, it is a journey of trial and error. It is a failed journey. That is the reason why he is not using his money to actually promote himself. Whatever he is doing, he is actually getting sponsored. Let me show you, let me continue with this.
Southern Nigeria. Has he forgotten that Atiku is not only El-Rufai's brother, but his benefactor, who more or less made El-Rufai? Some of us are genuinely frustrated by the outright stupidity and gullibility of Southerners. When I see the sort of discussions going on some social media pages, I can't help but imagine how truly clueless most Southerners are about the true state of the Nigerian project. The Fulani does not want the power shift to the south. Here it again, the North will do anything to frustrate a power shift to the South. They do not care about any party. They want to see that it is transferred to another Fulani, not even to a Hausa or a Kanuri. It was for that reason Peter Obi was frustrated out of the PDP. It was for the same reason Tinubu was saddled with the baggage of a Muslim/Muslim ticket. The backlash was anticipated and they had calculated it would be a suicidal mission for him. The popularity and blossom of the Labour Party under Peter Obi was never in their calculation. What the North has succeeded in doing is dragging Yoruba and Igbo out into an election cycle, sidestepping the making of a new constitution that should have preceded any elections. They need the overwhelming participation of the Yoruba and the Igbos, the two other majority by which they can then give a semblance of fair representation in the process. They would then be able to say to the international community, see, it was a widely and keenly contested election, may even get to a runoff. At the end, one person won, and that person happens to be a Fulani man. If that happens, now what? How can the Southern leadership live with the reality of a back-to-back Fulani rulership of Nigeria given the experience of the South and the Middle Belt in the hands of the Fulani over the last 7+ years? Are we not thereby helping to promote a Fulani to complete what Buhari started, i.e., the domination and enslavement of the country by the Fulani? And to think that the chief promoters of a back-to-back Fulani headship of the country are mostly Southerners is mind-boggling. It is unconscionable, unbelievably shocking to see some Southerners actually drumming support for an Atiku Abubakar presidency. So, Deli Momodu, Rino Omokri, the Obasikis, Dino Melai, the Yoruba Okon from Kogi, and most disappointingly, Ifeanyi Okawa, a supposed frontliner of the Southern Governors Forum, would face their constituencies and be proud to inform them they are part of an agenda to use one Fulani to replace another Fulani. Unbelievable. What would these Southerners tell their future generations about their roles in the vanquish of the South, political expediency? Do people not have shame? Do they not think of posterity and what history will write about them? Afonja and his betrayal, which gave birth to an Ilorin emirate over a century ago, is still in our political discourse and will continue to be. Is that how these people want to be remembered? I must appreciate Governor Wike and his G5 governors for their tenacity and daring to stand up for what is right. It is not even enough for the G5 governors to insist on AU's resignation. It should be an insistence that Atiku himself, being a Northerner, cannot stand for election to replace another Northerner. Not so them just see us finish. Can you imagine Atiku telling us that because Buhari is in APC, then it should not affect the chances of PDP producing another Northern president? What an infantile puerile argument. Is that how stupid these people think we have all become? So,
it is history that will repeat itself when it comes to winning election by the greats.
Or that Jonathan could have handed to another Southerner and it will be fine with the North. What shameless effrontery and daylight robbery is that? It amazes me how the South is so gullible to think the North will actually organize a free and fair election, then hand over power if the winner is from the South. Has that ever happened? When has a Northern president or head of state ever handed power to a Southern successor? The transition of power has always been from a Southern leader to a Northern leader, i.e., Obasanjo to Shagari, Obasanjo to Yar'Adua, and Jonathan to Buhari. The Sultan will not even allow it, not to talk of now that they have a dog in the fight and are the referee at the same time. For them, Kakaki Kumoji Sisi, Efashi Awadadanu and I, meaning, if I can't have it, nobody will have it, so let us scatter it. Do people even realize the resistance from the highest level of the Northern power bloc against handing over to Abiola? People just think it was IBB that was power drunk and wanted to cling to power. Forces much stronger than IBB were at play at that time, and those powers are still there. They have an uncanny fear of losing power. They also have a deep fear of Igbo-Yoruba coalescence. The reason the current rivalry between Abidjans and Batified is a game for them. They do not want any of these two tribes to lead Nigeria, neither do they want a coalition of the two. If all attempts to replace one Fulani with another Fulani fail through the ballot, they are ready to have their military boys roll out the tanks and take over with the barrels of the gun. The populists and the international community will call it a military takeover, but it is essentially an elongation of Fulani rule. Most Southerners do not understand the desperation of the people they are dealing with.
The military takeover, that is the reason why you saw the invasion of that military, is it defense college or defense headquarters? Defense headquarters. To control defense headquarters. That is the reason why a few days ago I showed you Boko Haram that is being integrated in the military. Those who are going to lead this, full conquest, jihadist movement. That is exactly what is going to happen. All of you who are jumping up and down, 2023, get your PVC. Doing adverts for PVC, doing that for PVC. I want you to know that you are actually fooling yourself. You are wasting your time. You see what is called time? Time waits for no man. But you continue to waste your own time. When you should be utilizing that time to do something that Nigeria has deprived you of doing, you are wasting it preaching PVC. This PVC, the same PVC that they have started using INEC, releasing their fake numbers as statistics of those who have registered for 2023 elections and those who are going to vote, eligible voters. Let me continue so that let me just round it up.
Southern Nigeria and the delusion of 2023 presidents. If all attempts to replace one Fulani with another Fulani fail through the ballot, they are ready to have their military boys roll out the tanks and take over with the barrels of the gun. The populists and the international community will call it a military takeover, but it is essentially an elongation of Fulani rule. Most Southerners do not understand the desperation of the people they are dealing with. They would kill anyone standing on their path to perpetuate their rulership. It has already started. Some seemingly inexplicable demises have explanations. Unfortunately, they have succeeded, yet again, in dividing the South along ethnic and religious lines. You would think that lessons have been learned, but no. They are playing us against each other, and to reference further, that is their regular trademark. It would be a total disgrace to the entire South if they allow Fulani to get away with this deception. My fear is that we are once again heading to the path of Asekai and Awolowo in the First Republic. Those who don't learn from history are bound to repeat it. We were told one of the two refused to step down for the other, which enabled the Fulani to capitalize on their disunity.
Do you see the reason why I always tell you history is very important? In the one who is leading your freedom movement, history is very important. Those who does not know the history will repeat the mistakes of the history. That is the reason why I always tell you, make sure that you take from the beginning, you actually reason it from where it started. See the problem, what it is. Then you use it to find a way to navigate your current situation. Your current situation navigates your future. History. Somebody who does not know that the problem you have, the reason why Europeans are giving you names, is that they introduce their way and their God to you. You start praying to it. They introduce their culture and their, ways of life, you start adoring it. Like if you want to do a wedding, you are a black man. They tell you that you must do white wedding. and you are appreciating it. You go and wear white, wear suit, go to church, but you have your own traditional marriage. Haven't you asked yourself, why is it that in India they don't do this rubbish called white wedding? It is only in Africa. You want to adopt everything because you see them as your role model. Therefore, anything your role model do or does, it is actually correct. They are, when they actually, when they produce gas from their buttocks, it will become a perfume to you. Everything they do, Arafat happens because they are your role model. You pray to them. Stockholm syndrome. You depend on them for every given thing, any damn thing you want to do. You are dependent on the Europeans. Do you know why? Because you are actually psychologically locked in a cage. You see these things your pastors will tell you, I see you locked in a cage. Barrier. It is a psychological barrier. It is a national problem. They use it to give you prophecy because it is a national problem. Everyone, regardless rich, poor, and needy, all of them, they are facing the same problem. So when you give this universal prophecy to any of them, it will actually, blend into their situation. Use the history to correct the present. Those who does not know that the history of our people and the downfall of our people is undermining themselves, undermining their skin color, undermining their wisdom, undermining their industry, undermining everything that they have believed in, and embracing the ones that the so-called missionaries came to introduce to them. Don't you know that the colonialism started with missionaries? Because they are the ones who is starting the teaching, awareness. Remember, before Jesus Christ came, John the Baptist was there, creating awareness for the coming of Jesus Christ. The missionaries was there, creating awareness for your colonization. Everything that they have taught you, you need to unlearn. If you have not unlearned their doctrine and their teaching, prior to the time of the old, when they started preaching to you that whatever you are worshiping is idol, that Jesus and God is white, black people are Satan, they paint a picture of a black man with a horn and long fingernails, and they call it Lucifer. Paint a picture of a white guy and they call it Angel Michael with a sword. That is the downfall of a black man and the rise of white supremacy. It is as a result of the missionary teachings to you. They instilled in you something that destroys your confidence, something that destroys everything around you, something that destroys your way of industry, that they actually took away that ways of industry. They went out there, they had a revolution. There is first and second and third industrial revolution. We are now in the fourth industrial revolution. But this industry, we started it. Even the civilization started in Egypt. They actually distracted us. They stopped it. The reason why they stopped it, it is because they know that this is what we are, our greatness. They went in, they now had revolutionized it, had it first one, second one, fourth one now is AI. Everything that manpower does, it is now being transferred to artificial intelligence doing those things. Very soon, your manpower as African people who are claiming you are strong, you can work anywhere, even though you don't want to get down and dirty. The problem of African man today, they don't want to get down and dirty. That is the reason why one day, Simon Ekpa was actually saying that he was referring to somebody that is an ordinary mechanic who does not know where his back from his fault. That is how you will know the minds of people who are in captivity. You call this person ordinary mechanic, but when your car breaks down, this mechanic fix it. You don't know anything about your car. You undermine those people who get down and dirty without you knowing that the farmers in the world are the richest in the world. Have you ever seen in everywhere? Go to the United States, the farmers are the richest. Go to every country that knows the farmers are the richest. They get down and dirty. You will not undermine them. That is the reason why I tell you. The reason why they bring this guy called Simon, it is because he does not know what he is fighting for. All he knows is that he wants to be in the limelight. He wants to be the one who is doing it, not knowing that they have used him to actually bring back everything that destroys us. Bring Virgin Maria. You bow down to white man idol. Bring everything that has destroyed us in this life. They are using him to bring them back. That's why he undermines you as being a mechanic. He knows what I am talking about. And those of you who have retentive memory, you know what I am talking about when he made that statement, referring to a mechanic as nobody. As nobody. And he sees himself as somebody. These are the mind slavery. A person who is mind slaved. So if you refer to a mechanic as nobody because they get down and dirty, what is he going to refer a farmer to be? A farmer. When you find them, they will wear a rain boot or this boot, or some of them are covered in a plastic. They will be very dirty, trying to make it. When they come out of that farm, you will see that they feed the whole nation. Your money goes to them. Will you call them because you see them in their farm, they are dirty? You say this farmer, because that is the colonized mindset. They want you to actually undermine the things that gives you life, the things that gives you money, the things that evolves. They want you to always, it is happening in America. It is happening in Europe. It is happening in Malaysia. They want you to continue in that way without you actually trying to get down and dirty. Because people around you will say that you are a farmer now. Imagine he's a farmer. You undermine them. You are a mechanic. You undermine them. Without you knowing that the people that assembles cars are mechanics. Those that assemble cars, after manufacturing all the parts of the cars, those that assemble it, they are mechanic. They assemble the car you are driving. They are mechanic. They are the person who is actually, can decide they can decide whether you live or die. Because if you take your car to them, they can actually set something there in your brakes or your engine, you go and you kill yourself. So they are not ordinary. They are unique in the area they are covering. The farmers are unique in the area that they are operating. So you must know that the past is something that destroys us. The past. So you must be able to use the past.
Kaka kieku moja isisi, efa shia wada danu and I, meaning if I can't have it, nobody will have it, so let us scatter it. Do people even realize the resistance from the highest level of the Northern Power Bloc against handing over to Abiola? People just think it was IBB that was power drunk and wanted to cling to power. Forces much stronger than IBB were at play at that time, and those powers are still there. They have an uncanny fear of losing power. They also have a deep fear of Igbo-Yoruba coalescence. The reason the current rivalry between obedience and Batified is a game for them. That lessons have been learned, but no. They are playing us against each other, and to reference Fela, that is their regular trademark. It would be a total disgrace to the entire South if they allow Fulani to get away with this deception. My fear is that we are once again heading to the path of Asekai and Awolowo in the First Republic. Those who don't learn from history are bound to repeat it. We were told one of the two refused to step down for the other, which enabled the Fulani to capitalize on their disunity. Each had a personal ambition to lead and none wanted to subordinate to the other. The Igbo and the Yoruba narrate it such that each vindicates his own tribe. Some of us were not old enough to know which version to believe, but at least we are witness to this current one. That is why we are writing about it now, so posterity will know exactly what happened. This should have been a time for the two tribes to unite against their common adversary. It should be a time when they present a common and unified front. Our people say when two brothers fight to the death, it is the stranger that will inherit their father's property. Let the Igbo and the Yoruba kill themselves over a non-existent 2023 presidency. The Fulani is waiting in the wings to inherit your ancestral lands when you are all dead.
Of course.
The political leadership of the country or the lack of it poses an existential threat to them. They know what they have done, i.e., killings and destruction of lives and properties in various southern and middle belt communities. They fear repercussion. I tell you, as soon as Buhari leaves and a southerner takes over, there could be a backlash on all the criminals hibernating and committing atrocities in southern forest. Throughout Buhari's tenure, they have used the military to cover their flanks, the reason why T.Y. Danjuma said they collude. Yoruba will say, Aponi ki feki ida koja lorian, which means that a killer does not want a sword to be swung around his head. They fear reprisal and are scared of the shadow of their past deeds. It is the reason one of their patrons, Gumi, can publicly advise them not to vote for a president who will prosecute them. They know what they have done, and that only one of their own, Atiku, will protect them after Buhari. One fact the southern electorate knows but pretends will not play out is the interest of the electoral umpire. The last time I checked, he is an Ewa man. Do southerners believe in their hearts that this man will be an unbiased umpire in this tournament, given the huge prize at stakes? While the South is busy ing, the North's minute-by-minute planning is, how can we distract them, the South, and ensure power remains with the North? They are thinking, who and who among their traitorous leaders can we buy over that will speak against them in support of the North retaining power? They have unleashed Fulani terrorists into your farms to intimidate and create scarcity of food in your land systematically. At the official level, they have deployed the military into your states in the South, as if there is a war already going on. For every military checkpoint you see in the North, you have roughly 8 within the same radius in the South. The ratio is worse in the Southeast, under the pretext of fighting IPOB members. It's all part of the game of psychological warfare and defeat. My postulation, they will declare Atiku the winner of the election, irrespective of what the real voting numbers are. They will anticipate an uproar. To assuage the South, they penciled down some names to appoint into key positions as soon as they declared Atiku winner. They will tell you to go to court and challenge the result. If your uproar spirals to a riotous tumult, they will deploy their military, kill a few and take some perceived frontline leaders of the protest into detention, reminiscent of June 12th. They will direct the CBN to release any required amount of money to buy out leaders of the major tribal groups. For the candidates, i.e., Tinubu, Peter Obi, etc., they will tell them to name their price and promise to pay them any amount of money they want to assuage and compensate them. Did I hear you say, it can never happen? This is not 1993, wait for it. I will remind you. As it was in 2015 and 2019, a dog that will get lost does not hear the whistle of its owner.
Of course.
They call us dwellers and political neophytes.
This is Yoruba man.
Atiku is coming to finalize the Fulani agenda started by Buhari. Buhari spent the last 8 years restructuring the country to their preferred structure. He only needs Atiku to consolidate on that restructuring. Do people think he will hand over to a southerner who will deconstruct all that he has put in place for the benefit of his clan and their long-held belief that they own Nigeria?
Think.
Article, I am told is deadlier, more virulent, and will exercise a vice grip hold of the South. Just as Tinubu fed a lion that has almost now consumed him, those promoting Article now will be the first casualty. That is why he has never condemned Fulani atrocities.
Why do you think Obasanjo turned to Obi? Because he knows that the Fulani selected that man called the Muslim ticket. He knows that if his brother Tinubu go there, he don't want to make that mistake. That is the reason why he overheard his brother, overheard his ex-vice. He went to Obi. Because he knows what is going on. But because he is working for MI5 also, he's a double agent. That is the reason why an old man like that will not come and tell you what is exactly the truth of what is going on in Nigeria. That is why I told you that, there is no way a politician in Nigeria will give you a direct answer. They will never give you a direct answer. Because all of them are very, very compromised. Very, very compromised. This is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been crying about. Yoruba people should understand what is going on. Yoruba people understand what is going on. But the Yoruba people, some of them, they choose to, sing obedient, or they choose to sing a Milokan. That is what is going on. Some of them are singing obedient. Some of them are singing a Milokan. And in all this singing obedient and a Milokan, by the time they will understand what they have done to themselves, by the time they realize what they have actually called for themselves, because number one, the Milokan they are actually promoting is not strong anymore. He does not even remember everything that is actually, he actually studied to come and speak. How is he going to lead the country? Because if they have found anything, they will, if the east does not work, what will work? You know how? They will, if eventually the Tinubu managed to bribe his way in there, just like you have seen, the reason why they gave him Muslim ticket, it is because they want to actually nullify his, quest for presidency. They want to nullify it. They want to actually systematically destroy his, his Milokan. Now, after that, if he eventually get in there, because these people, they are always using a double-edged sword. If he fails this one, it will enter that one. That is exactly what they will always use, which is, if a Milokan go there, the military takeover or the bombardment of this Boko Haram will get him fainted and slump and die. He won't last there for two years. If 2 years is too long. They will bombard him, they will pressurize him that this high BP that he's having, with sugar diabetes coupled with all this sickness that he's having, it will escalate. That this man, one day you will see that they say that they have cardiac arrest. Just like that. And now you will know that the vice president can come out and walk now. It will not be like Osibanjo. Buhari died 2017, Osibanjo is there. What is Osibanjo there doing? If Buhari is going on a tour or medical checkup, then he does not have hand power to Osibanjo. But Osibanjo is there like a stooge. On Sunday, he go to the church, he will be preaching. All these people are hypocrites. He will go to the church preaching. That is the reason why we tell you, come out of her. They are in a congregation of the dead. Where a person will come, preach to you. Human being will come, preach to you inside the same church. They will be deceiving you. They know this the truth, but they will be preaching Bible to you because they know the easiest way to deceive a black man. Hebrew Bible, you put out a pulpit, through microphone on. The easiest way to deceive a black man. Take the Bible, take the microphone, go to the pulpit, start preaching. They will say, no, this man is a good man. No, there is a force that is stopping him. There is no good in him. If you can see evil, you cannot speak it. Maybe because you are scared you might be killed. Or maybe because you want it is benefiting you and family. You are all the same. If you see a evil thing trying to happen, you kept quiet. You are an accomplice to that evil. Accomplice. You are part of it. Don't let them deceive you. I want you to listen to this thing on the screen now. Let us listen to it. Because I am sidelining this one. I don't know what he said. Okay, let me actually, it's almost finished. Let me see what he said.
Southern Nigeria and the delusion of 2023 presidents, and I quote, "These are people who do not make a distinction between public treasury and private treasury. Basic economics tells us savings and investments are the engines for the growth of any economy. How can you ever hope to save and invest with such people?" As far back as 1962, Chief Obafemi Awolowo had referred to them as the autocratic ruling caste during his treason trial. Before any progress can be made in southern Nigeria, we have to go back to the two-state solution, northern Nigeria and southern Nigeria. Take it back to where it was before the British disingenuously merged them. Southern Nigeria delineation. Already we are running two countries as it were anyways. The water resource bill is clear evidence. Those in southern Nigeria don't want it while those in northern Nigeria welcome it and in fact, anticipate it. The introduction of Sharia with its associated Hisbah police is another. The states in the Middle Belt will be given the choice to decide if they prefer a country of their own or vote for a choice between becoming part of southern Nigeria or part of northern Nigeria. Thank God for the discovery of oil wells and other minerals in the north. Southern Nigeria will decide after this first level of separation if they will continue as a unit.
I told you, there are many discoveries in the north, which is yet they have to announce. Many discoveries. They are no longer, these are for the north. Once they discover anything, it is for the north. The one in the south is for Nigeria. Everything discovered in Biafra land is for Nigeria. If you discover it in the north, it is for the north. Let us continue. Let's finalize it. So it's almost done.
Southern Nigerians. Those in southern Nigeria don't want it while those in northern Nigeria welcome it and in fact, anticipate it. The introduction of Sharia with its associated Hisbah police is another. The states in the Middle Belt will be given the choice to decide if they prefer a country of their own or vote for a choice between becoming part of southern Nigeria or part of northern Nigeria. Thank God for the discovery of oil wells and other minerals in the north. Southern Nigeria will decide after this first level of separation if they will continue as a unit or create new countries of Biafra, Oduduwa, and Niger Delta thereafter. A president of southern Nigeria extraction, even if it were to happen, with the current structure of the country, is window dressing. The sore would only fester. Like a friend of mine said, if perchance they give you the presidency now, the Fulani, like a hawk, will patiently wait for when they return to power to finish their project. Why to postpone the evil days? Some would say, why now when the presidential election is less than 2 months to take place? It is because we know the election is a distraction. It is a destination to nowhere, to a darker wilderness. It is being used to renew the life of a slavish constitution, the same reason our revered elder statesman, Chief A.O. Odebanjo, had said there should not be any elections before a new constitution. Pastor Chris Okoti also said just recently that there should be no election but that a transition government is put in place. Against all voices of wisdom, they are railroading us into an election because they need it as a vehicle to perpetuate their overlordship and finalize their evil agenda. Peter Omonua, an officer of the Canadian Armed Forces, lives in Ontario, Canada. He can be reached at omonua@yahoo.com.
Now, I want you to know, for those of you who are go and get your voter's card, go and this thing, this voice, this information, I received it yesterday afternoon. But I was busy. I couldn't come online yesterday. That was when I became so sure that every exposition I have done in the past days, that no Chukuziri Moses ended in. And I am sending this message to you. You don't think that this drought and this petrol price going up, which they do every time, it is a normal thing. It is not normal. They are doing it for you to collect 2,500. And they will impoverish you. Let us listen to the one on the screen. It is speaking a different language, so there is a translator. Somebody who is going to be translating it.
It is history that will repeat itself when it comes to winning election by the grace of the Almighty Allah. And now we are in democracy, so there is nothing like suspending election. Dr. Abdul Muttalib Muhammad is the leader of the Muslim Leaders Union of the Northern and Southern region. He explained the purpose of holding the conference. Our intention is that we are Muslims and Muslim preachers. That is why we gather the leaders of different sections, leaders of Sangaya, leaders of Zari, and all others in order to sensitize people about this agenda we have in view. That is ensuring that we choose a Muslim and a Muslim, what we call the Muslim ticket. The union we invited are about 75 in number, especially the Izala Union from Kaduna, Izala Union from Jos, Salafia, Qadariya, Tirjaniya, GTI, M1 from one, and women in Dawa together with our Yoruba Muslim brethren that are here, our Igbo Muslim brethren with the Union of all Imams of Kano State. We rally around all the unions so that we can have a good platform to pass this message. What we show the leaders is that it is not a matter of we are coming to build road and infrastructure for you or the promises of giving you possession. What we are talking about is who will establish the dignity of Islam and also hold the respect of our religion. This candidate support our religion. For that reason, we are with him. When anyone dishonor our religion, we will tell the people that we are not with him. But the major issue we want to tell people is that a Muslim, no matter where he is better than an infidel. And when you join two Muslims, they will give you the victory that one Muslim cannot give you. This is why we have been sensitizing the people to understand that the Muslim ticket is very serious and is a jihad to us as leaders. The leader of the Izala Union of Kano region, Sheikh Abdullah Sani, Pakistan, said this. Well, the discussion first and foremost was on the history of how this candidate has had his hunger of Muslim ticket for long. How he joined the Labour Party with Muslim, a Muslim from their own region. And now he joined the party of Abiola and Akintiwe. And considering how he is bent on being.
Oh, the video was halfway. It wasn't a full video. So, but that's how we see it. I want you to know that they said that two Muslims will deliver something good, not an infidel. Not an infidel. They want somebody who will be affiliated to their religious belief, which is Islamic religion. You must be affiliated to Islamic religion before you become the president of Nigeria. If not, you are an infidel. And there is nothing infidel cannot give their religion a respect that it deserves. Infidel cannot give them their Sharia. Infidel cannot give them, the jihadists or the conquest that they are embarking. That is the reason why it must be a Muslim. It must be a Muslim man that will be there. Do you think they see Tinubu as a Muslim? Do you think they see Tinubu as a Muslim? I ask you. If the wife of Tinubu is a Christian, do you think they see Tinubu as a Muslim? Because these people, they know that if you are a Muslim, you get married to a woman, you must convert them to be a Muslim. As a real Muslim. As a real Muslim. That is exactly what it is. Let me show you this, because Tinubu is in a position to win this election if they allow his strategies. If they allow his strategy, Milocon strategy, he is in a position to win. But now, he is not the choice of Fulani. And the Fulani does not want to come out openly to say, Tinubu, we are not your choice, because he knows what they know. They don't want somebody who knows what they know. They know that if they quote that he is not their choice, he will expose everything. That is the reason why they want to use a systematic way to manipulate the vote, to manipulate everything, so that it gets to their own people, rather than giving it to the infidel. Everybody from the south is an infidel, according to these people. But so many of you does not know. Let's listen to the voice of a prophet who said this.
All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement force was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we'll have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourselves to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They say we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East and tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw this candidate that Lord Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Who's them prove to us that you are stood? Give us land in Olu. Who's them give them land in Olu? We can go and kill people in your people. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you want Nigeria. That was why OBIDATI was talking rubbish. Was talking yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation. They are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Typical black people. Any revolution that is coming now, you must stand very firm. They say, oh, you're Igbo. Oh, you're Yoruba. Oh, you're from Europe. Don't join them. It's our turn in 2023. If you do this, you will scuttle our chances of becoming the president in 2023. Ask yourself, all of them that have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to if you don't give it to us, Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. If you want to understand or appreciate, I will say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is there land though? Katsina is the Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who's an emir in the north? The answer is no. Something's going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break, I'm not even asking people to break this rule. Demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom. The freedom to decide. The freedom to write a constitution if you prefer. The freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we are asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. And today, almost everything we have said about the zoo has come to pass. Everything we have told you, everything I told you has come to pass, hasn't it? Everything. And some people are still questioning. Like you just said, Fulani will resist by all means necessary, including armed resistance, any attempt to forcefully eject them from the forest. Yoruba, you must ask yourself this question. When we are pursuing them from a building, why didn't they say something about ESN on Nnamdi Kanu? Why? Have you asked yourself that question? Because they know we are prepared to die to defend our land. They understand that very well. That is the only language the Fulani understand. You cannot say to Fulani, let us have a Fulani president, and after that all will be well. Never, ever, ever. They will continue to expand. They will continue to identify idiots in your midst, traitors, saboteurs in your midst. They will promise them heaven and earth. They will give them anything they ask for in order to ensure that they get into you, they subjugate you. Look at Yoruba and the Ilorin. Yoruba, how did you lose a Ilorin? You lost a Ilorin because somebody thought or felt that by aligning himself with what he felt was a superior Fulani force, he can defeat his own people. Afonja, what happened? As a result of that miscalculation, the great Yoruba race lost Ilorin to Fulani Caliphate. That is why in Ilorin you have an emir of Ilorin, not an Oba of Ilorin, answerable to Sokoto. That is where Lai Muhammad comes from. You can see them. Sokoto slaves in Yoruba land. When I say that it's not religion, it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the mentality of a conquered people. Now they have left the Ilorin, having taken Ilorin and taken it to Sokoto. They now want to come into Oyo. They want to come into Ondo. Once they take over all those places, it's over for the Yoruba race. Over for you. Never again will anybody rise a man of honor or integrity in Yoruba land. Never ever. It will only be their stooges. Look at what's happening in the East. Only Fulani stooges can now emerge in the East. It took them very many years, nearly 50 years, to accomplish the very simple task of making sure that everybody, be it Ohanese, be it Pandef, be it governor, anybody you're bringing out must come to the north to swear allegiance to the caliphate. All of them, by none. Is there any political godfather in the East? There is none. They all go to the north to go and swear allegiance to the Janjaweed. That is why our life is in a mess. That is why they can do something like Orji Uzo and make him the President General. In front of our eyes, in front of and what did they bribe? They gave money to BBC, they gave money to all Zoo newspapers. They started to trumpet Orji Uzo, Apex. You saw them holding their meeting under a canopy. They turned without shame. Under sand, turn canopy. Maybe you saw it. She's disgraceful and shameful. talking rubbish. The man looks like a janjaweed anyway. Talking nonsense. These are people that have prepared for you to send you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant doing your Gadiala somewhere in this area. That is the future that awaits you. Now, our people must understand this very clearly, especially my Yoruba brothers and sisters. It is about time you stop supporting evil. That evil is in Asarok. That evil is a gang of reprobates calling themselves presidency. The more you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing.
You heard it. And that's exactly what it is. What you just heard is exactly what it is. Now, I want us now to do the analysis on what they have been presenting, which they called the voting statistics, or the... Now let us actually zoom into it. If you check it properly, what it says that INEC releases voters distribution summary across the states. Now distribution photos is what you see right in front of the screen. This is the distribution photos, the map. Now let me now show you, for you to see that there is something wrong. Look at it. Let me go to the summary. It says Sokoto, 1.2 million, 16,817, 56% of Sokoto people have registered to vote. Sokoto is where? Fulani. Castena, 50.8%, which is 1.7 million. 1.7 million. Jigawa, 51%, 1.2 million something. Yobe State, 886,423, 59%, 59.7%. Borno State, I believe it is the late Buhari's place where he come from. 1.4 million, 442,700 people, 57.4%. Now, Kebbi State, 54%, 1,996,000. Okay, 1,096,449. Zamfara State, Ogbo Boko Haram. Listen to Ogbo Boko Haram. 1,014,919. Zamfara State, 52.7%. Bendibo Boko Haram. Kano State, 55.6%. 3,292,391. Kano, 3 million something, 55.6%, which is 3,292,291. Now you come to Gombe, 900,000, 57.5%. You come to Kwara, 51%, 800,000. You come to Niger State, 57.3%, 1.5 million. You come to Kaduna, 53.8%, 2.3 million plus. To be fast, you come to Bauchi, 57%, 1.5 million. You now come to FCT, 54.6%, 856,962. I want you to be recording this. When we are talking about places that will not even have access to network, access to even electricity, access to all these things, their voter registration is high. Now, places like Abuja, when we start coming down, I want you to start recording from there. FCT is 856,000, 54.6%. Now it says Nasarawa, 900,000, 51%. Plateau State, 1.4 million. Adamawa, 1.1 million, 54%. Now Oyo State, 1.6 million. Ekiti State, 400,000. Kogi State, 953,000. Benue State, 1.4 million. Taraba, 1.1 million, 1,93,000. And it says Ogun State, 1.3 million. Ondo State, 1 million. Osun State, 923,000. Ekiti State, 485,000. Kogi State, I've read that one. Edo State, 1.3 million. Enugu State, 973,000. Ebonyi State, 722,000. Delta State, 1.6 million. Jara, that one is Jara. Let me continue. Anambra State, 1.3 million. Jara. Abia State, 1 million. River State, Cross River State, 894,000. And Bayelsa State, 566,000. River State, 1.8 million. Akwa Ibom, 1.2 million. Now, if you now check all these statistics, it is totaling of 49,054,162, 52.5% of Nigeria registered for 2023 voting. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has released yet the new voters distribution summary across the state. One may notice the incremental numbers recorded from the southeast and the south-south. Incremental, okay. Now they said Abia State, 1.5 million, totaling, okay, female, 1.5 million, totaling, I mean, totally, whether female or what, 2.1 million. Adamawa, 2 million, 2.1 million. Akwa Ibom, 2.3 million. Anambra, 2.6 million. Bauchi, 2.7 million. Bayelsa, 1 million. Benue, 2.7 million. Bono, 2.5 million. Cross River, 1.7 million. Delta, 3.2 million. Ebonyi, 1.5 million. Edo, 2.5 million. Ekiti, 987,000. Enugu, 2.1 million. FCT, 1.5 million. This is the latest one. The one I read was the initial one. Now Gombe, 1.5 million. Imo, 2.4 million. Jigawa, 2.3 million. Kaduna, 4.3 million. Kaduna, 4.3 million. Kano, 5.9 million. Katsina, 3.5 million. Kebbi, 2 million. Kwara, 1.6 million. Lagos, 7 million. Nasarawa, 1.8 million. Ogun, 2.6 million. Ondo, 1.9 million. Osun, 1.9 million. Plateau, 2.7 million. Rivers, 3.5 million. Sokoto, 2.1 million. Taraba, 2 million. Yobe, 1.4 million. Zamfara, 1.92 million. Now, you will now do the mathematics, because I know that so many of you will hear the millions coming from the south. You will now believe, no, there is a million in the south. Now let's do a common arithmetics here. A very, very common arithmetics. Let's count how many states are in the south. I might not know. I might only know the states that are in the eastern region. But let's check how many states in the eastern region. Then we will be able to now see the manipulation that is actually coming up here. Abia State, 1. Akwa Ibom, 2. Anambra, 3. I'm counting Eastern region. Abia State, 1. Akwa Ibom, 2. Anambra, 3. Bayelsa, 4. Bayelsa, 4. I wouldn't say Benue State. I don't know. Benue State is not part of it. Cross River, 5. Cross River, 5. Delta, 6. Ebonyi, 7. Edo. Will I count Edo? Edo, 8. Enugu, 9. Imo, 10. Imo, 10. River State, 11. Okay, it is only 11 if we want to be politically correct. We say it is only 11. Did I miss it? Yes. To be politically correct, it is only 11. Now let us count which one is the north. Let us count the north. Okay? We are counting the north right now. How many of them are there? Now you will now use your brain and check how many million and how many million. Your plus and minus. Now let us count the north. Pay very good attention. One step at a time. Look at the north. Adamawa. Adamawa is a north, right? If I make mistake, you correct me because I don't know the northern states. I am not sure about them. Adamawa, you see Bauchi. I don't know if Benue is part of the north. It's a middle belt, but they somehow speak the same language. Benue is a middle belt. Borno State, 3. Borno State is 3. And you see, I think Ekiti is Yoruba land. Then Gombe. Gombe is the north. I don't know if Ekiti State is Yoruba land. I think it's the north also. That's why I put. Let's count because we must count 17. We must be able to count 17 here. Let me count 17. Bauchi. Let me count the ones I know. Bauchi, 1. Kaduna, 2. Kano, 3. Katsina, 4. Kwara, I don't know Kwara. Sokoto, 5. Taraba, 6. Did I count Zamfara? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me count them before I. 12. 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. So I think I have counted 14. Let me actually call them out. If I don't know it, you correct me. Adamawa. Adamawa, is it Yoruba land? I think so. But let me start from the beginning. Zamfara, Yobe, Taraba, which is 3 of them, Sokoto, Plateau, Nasarawa. Nasarawa is in Lafia. Nasarawa, Kwara is in Yoruba land, yes. Kogi is, I don't know. Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa, Gombe, Abuja is also the north. I can say Abuja is not the north. Where is Abuja located? Or you call it it is on its own, maybe. I believe Bauchi, yes. Adamawa, Taraba, Adamawa, yes. So it means that the state is not actually complete. Now, we counted our own 11 in the east. You will count Yoruba one, maybe I think it's 5. 5 states. You count Yoruba 5. Because now, if we do a simple mathematics here, which is, where is the calculator? 17 plus 6 plus 11. 2 is missing, which is middle belt. 34. 2 is missing, which is middle belt. 2, those middle belt remain neutral. Now you see that the reason why you will be seeing million reflecting on the southern path, you will get more million in the more states because they have more states more than you. So whether you see these figures you see here, you believe me, none of them is correct. But they have placed this figure here. They have placed this figure here in a way that you will say that you even have millions in the south, without you knowing that there are millions in the south, but there are millions also in the north. And the north has more states, which means they have more millions. Then when you do the calculation now, you will tell me, even the state, you know that they are maybe 2 million or 1 million, you will find them having 2 million in the north. So in this regard, 17 states in the north having, let's even give them 1 million. And now we say now 11 states in the south, in the east, let's give them 1 million. Then 5 states in the west, let's give them 1 million. Even join them together, who is winning? Even if you join them together, who is still winning? It is still enough for you to see. Everything you are doing, they tell you it is a game of number. And these people, they know how to manipulate this number, and they will continue to manipulate it until you wake up and know that this thing you are doing, it is not what is going to actually give you your freedom or your hope. Your hope lies with our freedom, referendum or nothing. What you're supposed to be demanding from the zoo is a referendum. Those of you who are placing a good advert for voters card, if you can use that same energy that you are using to advertise for voters card and use it to advertise for your freedom or revolution, I believe it will go a long way. You continue. Remember that fella say, their regular trademark, them regular trademark, everybody run, police they come, army they come, They leave sorrow, tears, and blood. This is their regular trademark. They don't change their approach. They will never change their approach. The only thing these people are going to do, they will continue to use the same approach, use it on you, because you yourself, you are a lame man. The same approach, the same result, you continue to complain. If you complain before the election, they give you 2,000, give you small money. Their regular trademark. At the end of the day, you capitulate. They will take your vote. They will enslave you. They will release police to kill you when you complain too much, just to instill fear in you that you may never rise up to challenge them. This is exactly what you are trying to restart again in your life as a Nigerian who does not have sense of reasoning. All you do all the time is that you wait for these people to make a decision for you. Every day you wait for them to make a decision. They continue to make this bogus decision for you that is destroying your future, that is destroying your life. What are you going to tell your children that is growing up, that you had a country called Nigeria? At the end of the day, the jihadists, they came, they conquered us, we run away because you've been running. All your history from Egypt, you run here. The migration, you've been running. This time around, everybody has woken up. Where are you going to run? Where are you going to run? I heard the president of this president that is staying next to Congo, this country that is next to Congo, the president that is also Kagame. I think his name is Kagame, the president of Rwanda. I think he said that he is tired of taking refugees from Congo. Tired of taking refugees from Congo. Do you know why? Where are you going to run? There were refugees that Boris Johnson sent to him, but he's tired of taking from Congo. He was not tired of taking the ones that Boris Johnson floated to him. But at the end of the day, Congolese president need to take a responsibility of taking care of his people. That is exactly the same thing. In as much as we blame him, we take from Boris Johnson, but he is now saying he is tired of taking from Congo. The Congo president, which is under a spell of the Europeans, that is making him a puppet, that his people are dying. Children are mining cobalt, selling it to Chinese peanuts, selling it to Europeans peanuts. The same cobalt they use it to build electric cars and everything. You will see a 5-year-old child in a mining, in a mining facility, mining cobalt. They will find a way, do it. Some of them die there. They will bring it out black market. They sell it $1 to Chinese and other European nations. They will use it to manufacture electric cars, sell it millions of dollars. Manufacture batteries. They sell it millions of dollars. The people in Congo are suffering, dying. The president does not want to take responsibility because they want all of you to run away so that they will own the country. The French. They down outside those people. Now, are you now understanding? The same way they wanted you to run away from Nigeria. There was a program that Mazi Jonathan was doing last night. He was talking about the history of that planned, the so-called Igbo coup. I believe that the DOS is going to be coming online. And I think my time is up. Let me see if they are online already. I believe they will be coming online. Let me see. Before, if I still have time to actually proceed with what I want to say next. Oh, my network. So I think it is time for them. I believe it is almost time for them to come online. If they are not already online, let me stop it here. But in my conclusion, my submission, Nigeria is not going to do anything for you through political election. But the most important thing is that we are not going to force you not to go there. This is a decision that you have to make as a human being. A human being ṅụjuru mmiri ara afọ, because at this juncture, you're supposed to know what is going on. After all the teachings, after all the inspiration, you're supposed to know what is going on. If you don't know what, okay, na amaro ka esi egwu ana aghụghọ ka ọ dị aghụghọ. You're supposed to know by now, because the awareness has been making waves. Awareness has been making round. That is exactly what is going on. You should understand it. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I don't know if Mazi Chinasam or I believe is coming on Radio Biafra. Let me check Radio Biafra if they are online already before.
To all of you on this very sunny day of the first.
Okay, they will be in soon. So, great and wonderful people of Biafra, it is up to you to decide. But don't forget, Nigeria is not for you, because it is going to happen to you. Those of you who are less concerned, those of you who are thinking that it is not their business, there was a time when I've been a business person a very long time. There was a time, each time there is a hike on interest rate, or when it goes down, when it goes up, I will say, it doesn't concern me. It doesn't concern me. It is not going to affect me. Or when inflation calls, I don't understand it. I don't take it serious. Until now, when you become a businessman, when you now know exactly that the economy of a country, the condition of a country, have a rippling effect in everything in your daily life activities. Because some of you who do million jobs and do small jobs, you will not understand these things until you get into the database, things that makes the country to go around. You will understand that these things, they have effect on you, one way or the other. But I'm going to leave it here until we meet again.